Aye. What's the very biggest obstacle to awakening? And the reason why the vast majority of people never awaken? Perhaps it's the illusion that they already are awakened. The Buddha, whose name means the awakened one, people make such a fuss about the Buddha. And for what reason is that? If everyone was awake, then what would be so special about this person? I suppose one has to look at one's life very honestly and observe if one's consciousness fluctuates. It takes a great deal of honesty to look at one's life in this way and to see the times when one becomes fascinated with things. There's a great story, although it's originally, I think it's a horror story, where someone's told to sit in a circle throughout the night, and that the devil will come in many different forms and try to entice them out of the circle. They'll come as a beautiful young woman or a beautiful young man, as an old crone, as your mother, your father, your other family members, someone you admire greatly, little cute kitten, etc., etc. And that one shouldn't believe in any of these illusions that come and try to entice you out of the circle. Remaining conscious in the moment is a bit like that. You have to not allow yourself to be taken out of consciousness by any of the things which will present themselves to you. Much easier said than done, because your own mechanics and life itself will conspire to remove you from this state. One has to value the state more than everything else. So if you consider that you are present in a particular moment, then something happens. You have a thought, an idea, you hear a sound, see something, which you attach your identity to. You give it away to this thing. In one sense, you become whatever it is. Identifying an attachment are some of the ways that we lose the moment. We become fascinated with things. We can try sitting in a chair for a little while, or just sitting for that matter, and try to just remain there and do nothing. Try to remain there for as long as you can without doing anything at all. If you find yourself at some point doing something else and having left the chair, then you've become fascinated or attached to something else which has drawn you away from there. Meditation is much the same process. One sits comfortably. You don't have to sit in full lotus or any other pose. If you can, it's very wonderful. But you can sit on the edge of a chair preferably and just keep your spine erect. Focus your attention on the air as it's coming in over your nostrils, the tips of your nostrils. And also focus your eyes there and hold them there. Because our thoughts are produced by the micro movements of our vocal apparatus and our eyes. And when these two become still, which is very difficult, but when these two become still, we can actually achieve stillness. And in that stillness, our awareness sometimes can spread and become very large. And we can achieve and experience the bliss which comes as a result of doing nothing. The Buddha said, there is pleasure and there is bliss. Forego the first to attain the second. I heard Joe Rogan, if you're aware of him, he does a podcast on Spotify, having moved from YouTube. But he said in this particular podcast that it was impossible to achieve bliss, to stay in bliss. Oh, sorry, Joe. I beg to differ on that one, because I very often achieve bliss. And it's a wonderful state to be in. It has no aim or object. It's its own reward. And it's achieved by putting aside some things which we might otherwise consider pleasurable in favour of the naked experience of awareness. More on this later. Love to you. Bye-bye.